Welcome back. We are bang in the midst of the earnings season, and one sector which is seeing so much activity in India and globally, of course, is the media space. Let's look at the third quarter performance of India's largest news network, Network18. Now, there was a 10% decline in industry-wide television news advertising demand. In the face of it, Network18 has managed to post about a 5% year-on-year revenue growth in its news business. Let's discuss this and more. The outlook, more importantly, with Rahul Joshi, Managing Director of Network18. Rahul, welcome to the program. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you, Prashant. Thank you for having me.
Rahul, relatively speaking, compared to the 10% decline industry-wide, Network18 has done better, about a 5% growth. I had two questions. There were all these GST cuts, etc., which were supposed to flow in and broadly help consumption and, of course, advertising, which is a derivative of that. Has that happened, not happened? And there is a fair bit of macro uncertainty as we head into 2026. Will the relative outperformance stay if the industry conditions stay tough? Go on.
No, I think, Prashant, good question. I think what the government has been doing over the last 1 year, has really helped media companies. But, the advertising environment continues to be tough. And don't forget that, today we are not only competing with media companies for advertising dollars, we are also competing with a whole host of other players in this space. There are e-commerce companies, there are quick commerce companies. So all of them vying for advertising dollars. Combined with that, the news business, it has had its own headwinds in the last couple of years. So the whole, the attempt at Network18 has been to, look at ourselves as a content company, not merely as a news company. Of course, news remains a very integral part of our business, but we are looking at beyond content for growth, and that is what has really helped us this quarter, which was another tough quarter, to grow at about 5-6%. Now, if you look at our entire portfolio, we have a solid portfolio. We are leaders in all our businesses: CNBC, CNBC Awaaz, CNN News 18, digital businesses, whether it is News 18, Money Control, First Post, or even Forbes. But ultimately, pricing power is one way to grow, and the other is to constantly look at alternate avenues of growth, alternate revenue streams. And that is what we've been able to do quite successfully, and we hope to accelerate these efforts in the coming quarters.
Fair enough. Rahul, I mean, and we've spoken about this in the past as well, traditional media companies and them facing kind of sort of movement away of dollars towards some of these new segments, new platforms in that sense, new mediums, as you've put it. So, I mean, to take Network18's example, 16 billion views, I think, on YouTube, 2.5 odd times the nearest rival. But again, YouTube margins perhaps are a little lower than what you describe as linear TV, right? I mean, is there a way to assert this lead in viewership and close the gap in terms of monetization?
No, that's a good question, Prashant. The thing is that we do have the viewership, we do have the views, we do have the reach. But, we are also, some change in algorithms of these media companies, YouTube, etc., can adversely impact our revenues. So we've seen this in the past, in the last quarter, and this has happened in the past as well. So the whole idea is that we do not remain, we are a resilient company. We do not remain dependent on only a couple of, revenue sources, but open up new sources of revenue. So like, for instance, in Money Control, we've gone into subscription in a big way. Money Control Pro was a big success with 1 million paid subscribers. We've launched Super Pro, which is doing exceptionally well for us. And while Pro was priced at 1,000 rupees per annum, Super Pro is priced at 3,000 rupees, right? It's 3 times more, the ARPU. So that has shown good results. I think the way forward would be subscription. Our lending business in the last quarter has done well for Money Control. That's another alternate source of revenue. So, the impact of all this has been seen in this quarter, which has resulted in growth when other companies are really struggling or degrowing. So, going forward, you will see more of this. You will see we will reduce our dependence on news further and look at other content ideas that will generate revenues and other formats that will open up new verticals and new sources of revenue, like Creator 18. If you take Creator 18, we have the idea is very simple. We are in the business of content creators, and there are many creators today who are doing the same thing that we do. And we have, tied up exclusively with 60 creators, and we are working with another few hundred more to bring them into our fold. The idea is that these content creators use our platforms to do relevant stuff, and we use their audiences, younger audience, Gen Z audience, and together grow this pie, and we are able to partake of the share in revenue as well.
Rahul, from an investor point of view, right? I mean, globally, it's true that the news piece of a media business, perhaps multiples have been on the lower side, right? But how would you like investors to view Network 18 with so much which is happening, right? I mean, just how do you think about this platform? If you can give us your thought process, yes.
Sure, Prashant. I think that's the point that I was making. We also do news. We are trying to pivot the company into other content areas which are not necessarily news. And also, please don't forget, the way you and I have understood news over the years is fundamentally changing. News is seen from a different lens by Gen Z, by a new set of audiences that are coming in. They think of explainers also as news. We would think of only breaking news. They would think of explainers. There is this large infotainment segment that is coming up, which is not only attracting advertising, it is also attracting a lot of subscription. So a lot of companies attracting a fair amount of monies in subscription, and that is all competing with us as well. So we have to get into that space as well. So as we diversify our portfolio of content away from news into other areas of infotainment, and also into other areas like creating tools for investors to be able to trade better, invest more smartly. These are things that were never historically a part of a news organization. So we build these tools. We've got a proprietary research team that has helped us to open this whole subscription window. Lending is a big is becoming a big vertical for money control, and that's precisely because we are moving a content company into areas it had never earlier tread into. So these are the things that we are going to continue doing over the next few quarters, and hope that we'll be able to monetize our brands better.
So many industries are undergoing changes, and I guess, I mean, you mentioned the lending business, right? The face of industries and how many industries are being changed, and perhaps Network 18 keeping track. I mean, on the lending side, is the aim finally to become like a full stack financial services provider? Would that be the broader vision, Rahul?
So I wouldn't go as far as that. I would say that we have in Money Control 50-60 million unique visitors coming to us every month. They come to primarily consume content on our platform. I think there is a huge opportunity for us to convert this audience coming in and serve them many other different things. While I'm talking to you, you are flashing the Network 18 stock score on your screen. I think this is one thing that we have developed over the last few months. Every stock has a score today. It gives you an idea of the potential of that company going forward. Now, there are many tools like this that we have developed, and these are all, sooner or later, they are all behind a paywall. So we are able to drive revenues using many tools that we've created for traders, for investors to be able to trade better. So I wouldn't say a full stack financial services company. That's not where we are headed, but definitely, a one-stop shop need for everyone for whatever money need that you may have, whether it is investment of any kind, your spending needs. So we look at Money 360 degree and provide tools for you to be able to save better, spend more wisely, and in the long run, be a smart investor.
Rahul, just one last question, if I may. You've renewed your partnership with CNN with a mandate for sort of digital expansion. If you can give us a sense of what's the thinking, do you plan to compete more aggressively with the BBCs, the Al Jazeeras of the world, and diaspora markets? I mean, what's the thinking?
Yes, I think, Prashant, this company, when it was started, started with some global brands like CNBC, later on added other brands like CNN and Forbes. These are partnerships which were meaningful 25 years ago, but are more meaningful than ever today. Today, the world is an integrated world. Our stock markets are intricately linked to what is happening globally. Tariff issue, whichever big issue today you see in the country has a global linkage. And unless you have a credible global partner, you will never be cutting edge in what you do. CNBC, we have completed more than 25 years of this amazing partnership. CNN, we just completed 20 years. We've renewed this partnership for another 10. I don't have to tell you that how important global news is today. Geopolitics is dominating the airwaves across the country. And the CNN advantage, the CNN edge, really helps us with that. Forbes, again, is another brand we partner with. And I think, we've had a very successful partnership over the last 15 years. So these are our, relationships. And this time, CNN, we've been able to even extend it to digital in a meaningful way. So a whole lot of global content will also be available to, on our platforms, news18.com, etc., which will really give, credibility to our platform, new content, cutting-edge global development. So, yes, absolutely right.
Well, Rahul, we wish you all the best of luck. You're absolutely right. If there's one thing which is dominating airwaves, and it's barely, 10, 12 days into 2026, it's geopolitics, geoeconomics, and so it's all global in that sense. Thank you very much for joining us and running us through, your thinking as we start calendar 2026.
Thank you so much, Prashant. Thank you for having me on the show.